I'm absolutely delighted to be joined by Israel Idonije. You've got a massive event today. The Chicago Bears have taken over the OOF Gallery. So tell me what's going on.
Yeah, so we are here at OOF and we're partnered, the Bears, with OOF Gallery and an incredibly talented artist, Christian Jeffrey, who has taken the essence of the Bears, the tradition of the Bears, the history, and he's created this incredible piece featuring former Chicago Bear William the Fridge Perry. And it's taken him over 2 months to complete the piece. It's completely hand cut, hand stitched, hand painted, and it's William Perry's, the Fridge's jersey, and it's the jersey he wore when he scored the touchdown during the Super Bowl. And then Chicago's flower, the chrysanthemum, has been etched on the front of the jersey, kind of wrapped around his number with the NFL crest that is represented. And it's a beautiful piece. The entire exhibit here is absolutely stunning. It's a time warp into, to the 85 Bears when they won the Super Bowl, the history, the lore of the organization and what Chicago and what the Bears represent. I think they have the like the I guess the picture from the 85 Bears, the team. They have that roster. They have that laid out here for, so the roster from 1985, that's here, and just showing the cast, that the incredible team that was put together to allow the Bears to win that championship. Head coach Mike Ditka, the Fridge, Jim McMahon is the quarterback. You have, Otis Wilson, Richard Dent, right? Bears legends all came together to have this incredible season, bringing a championship to the great city of Chicago. And this exhibit here hyper focuses all of that energy into this little gallery. And it's just a beautiful thing to see and a really special moment. So be sure to have folks come and check it out, especially Bears fans, especially Bear fans.
I know there's been lots of Chicago Bears fans there today. What have they made of it? Because I'm sure they've been very excited to see it all.
No, everybody's loved it. I mean, Chicago is probably one of the best travel teams throughout the NFL. Bears fans show up regardless of where the team is, regardless of where we are or what we're doing. Bears fans show up. Today was no different, and everybody's loved it. They've loved an opportunity to get a snapshot to that 85 season, that year where we won the championship, and then just the story behind the piece done by Christian Jeffrey, the Fridge. It's a beautiful art piece. The Bears are the first team, in all of the NFL to do an activation like this, bringing sports culture to the contemporary art space. So it's a great collaboration and something that they should be really proud of. Bears fans should be proud of, and it's just a really special moment.
100%. There's loads going on. What's your personal favorite part of this?
I mean, my favorite part's just being able to talk to the artist, right? I got some time in the preview to speak with Christian and to get his insight on why he picked certain elements of the piece and what was challenging, what he loved about it. Previous to this, he knew nothing about the Bears, and now he's a Bears fan, and everywhere he goes now, he sees Bears, pennants and jerseys and hats, and it's been a special experience for him, and getting some time just to learn about him as an artist and the piece that he created in partnership with the Bears. That's been special.
You've had many amazing memories with the Chicago Bears. You love being part of that team. I know there's a hilarious locker room story where you boxed up Brian Urlacher. Can you tell that story?
Yeah, so we used to play a game called Box 'em Up, where anyone at any point in time, we had these cardboard boxes that are about 7 foot high and like 4 foot by 4 foot. Anyone at any time could get boxed up, which is getting this massive box put over your head down to your feet and then being pushed over. And throughout the season, everybody was getting boxed up. Brian had never got boxed up, so I was on a mission to box him up. And Peanut Tillman, one of my teammates, was in the hallway. I went up to the top of the stairs. He called Brian, and I boxed him up from the top of the stairs, and the entire locker room, everybody went nuts, and it was a lot of fun. Right before practice, we all went out ran out to practice and got our game strategy on for the week. But it was a lot of fun.
100%. I mean, you had great moments in the locker room, great moments on the field as well. I believe your first touchdown coming against the Seattle Seahawks. Do you remember that one, what it was like?
Yeah, I mean that one was easy. Julius Peppers stripped the quarterback. I was on the other end. I recovered the fumble and got a touchdown. And unfortunately, I celebrated so hard. I was absolutely exhausted after my celebration. And my coach looked at me and said, "Hey, defense, you're back up on the field," because because we had scored and now we had to, kick to them and we were back on the field to play defense. And note to self, after you score a touchdown, easy with the celebration.
Yeah, yeah. And obviously, you were very talented in terms of NFL, but away from that, I know you did a bit of writing as well. You wrote the comic book Protectors. Can you tell me a little bit about that?
Yeah, so I grew up reading comic books. I love comics as a tool to tell great stories. And in 2017 in training camp, I created a universe called the Protectors. It's a world of sports athletes where their ability in sport is actually a byproduct of this greater gift that they have inside. And throughout the story, they learn that they're more than just athletes. Their powers are unlocked, and then they're now on a mission to save the world from this dark force that ultimately is looking to subjugate humanity. And it was a lot of fun. I love telling stories, and being able to do events like this and collaborate with the Bears. We create comic content for the Bears as well over the last 5 years, turning the athletes into superheroes. That to me is the fun stuff.
Absolutely. And you live on in the video game universe as well, because I know that you were the face model for Jax on Mortal Kombat. What was that like?
Oh, that was amazing, right? Yeah, I was fortunate to get cast to play Jax in the new Mortal Kombat, and yeah, just to play that character was a lot of fun. It was a full day in the studio getting my face scanned and getting my face put into the technology and all the different every single facial gesture you could imagine. Over a full day they ask you to do, and it turns out in the games it ends up being a pretty cool experience.
100%. And you've done acting as well. I know that you were Sergeant in Chicago Fire. Can you tell me what's your favorite behind the scenes story from your acting days?
Oh, my favorite behind the scenes story. Well, a funny story is, I was new to the acting world. I got cast to play, on a big show like Chicago Fire, and then on our first day on set, you do a dry run with all the actors, and you know, it just happened on this scene, my very first scene. I'm the opening line, and I'm yelling out to everybody, "Hey, it's the Chicago police." I'm trying to get the attention of the robbers, and in the dry run, I yell out, "It's the Chicago police!" like at the top of my lungs, like I'm doing it for like the actual film, and everybody looked at me like, "What's wrong with this guy?" And then the next guy just went and just like quickly read his lines, just worded them, and they just went through it really quick as a walkthrough. It wasn't actually like you're doing it like you're on set. So I that was one of my first experiences, on an acting set doing a dry run. And note to self, just read through your lines really quickly. Don't actually do it like you're doing it for the action, for the take.
That's a crazy story. And from your NFL career, what is the most standout memory or the best anecdote, best tale you think you've got from your NFL days?
Yeah, I mean, over my career, I had a lot of fun. It was the NFL, just playing with the Bears, is such an incredible chapter of my life to be there for 10 years. I'd say highlights that stand out: my first sack, making it to playing in the Super Bowl, right? To be able to play in the Super Bowl was an incredible experience. The NFL Super Bowl is one of the biggest stages in sport, and it's pretty special to be a part of that experience, and then just the time with my teammates. I to be in one place for 10 years, you build a lot of relationships and friendships that will stand with you the rest of your life, and those are some of the things I'm really thankful for.
Israel, thank you so much for giving me some time. I really appreciate it. But before I let you go, is there anything else you'd like to add about the gallery?
No, no, appreciate you. If you're here in London, if you're a Bears fan or just an NFL fan, make sure you come down to Oof Gallery. Make sure you see and check out this incredible exhibit. It's a little capsule in time to the 1985 Bears. This incredible piece by Christian Jeffrey. They have prints. They've made some limited edition prints. If you're lucky, maybe you can get your hands on one. They're gonna go fast, but this little time capsule that they built here in London that represents Chicago, and the tradition of the Bears history is pretty special. So come check it out.